Hello, Aries. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Dawn, and today we're going to focus on a general reading for the possibilities of your week ahead. And the way that I start this reading is I draw a high energy fractal image that has been embodied with some really high frequency energies. And I read directly from the book about the message of that card, and that is the focus for the reading. And then we get into some more intuitive work with the additional cards that come forward. Okay, so number 29, beautiful image. I believe that we've seen this in our readings. Someone else had this in their reading today. Okay, so take a look at that. It's got beautiful higher color, higher chakra colors in it, beautiful energies coming forward. So let's take a look at what number 29 says specifically. Speak your truth. Okay, here you go. So Aries, it is time to speak your truth. You no longer need to hold back what you have to say for fear of what others may think. You're being asked to speak up and share your feelings, your wisdom, whatever's on your mind. When you have something to say, yet hold your words back through fear, you create a blockage in your energy and life. Speak up. What you have to say is important and worth being heard. If you are a public speaker or have a desire to speak publicly, this card encourages you to use your voice and claim your power. Okay, and I would even say, not even just a desire to speak publicly, but I would say if you're already in an industry where you express through words, you know, if you are a writer, if you are, a poet, if you are a blogger, if you are in music and you write your own music, an artist in some way in that capacity, I would say that this can also apply to you as well. Okay, Aries? So the focus is speaking your truth. So let's take a look. We're going to draw some oracle cards to give us a storyline for the week, which could be areas where you need to focus for being able to empower you to speak that truth. It could also be where there may be blocks. Okay, so we'll take a look at it and how the cards read out, and that will give us direction. Okay, let's hope these are really shuffled up. And Aries, what is the message? Okay. Okay. You know what I'm going to do? I don't usually do this, Aries, but you've got two cards that came exactly from the last reading in exactly the same positions, and that may be synchronistic, but it feels a little bit like I need to clear it again because it was literally just the last reading. So please forgive me. I don't usually sort of question the shuffles, but rather than start the video again, I would just like to reshuffle, and if the same kind of thing comes through, we'll go with that message, okay? Okay, so let's try it again. Yeah, because you got 2 out of 3. We only pull 3 cards for these readings. Okay. Okay, all right, much better. Here we go. So, for the energy of this week in terms of speaking your truth and not being afraid to speak up. Okay, so part of the energy of this week is the elephant spirit is coming forward to learn from the past. Okay, so there may have been situations for you, Aries, in the past where you've been allowing yourself, let's say, to not speak your truth, where situations have come forward and you have something that you could share that's of value, and you're not, because you don't want to, based on past experiences, you don't want to create conflict, or you don't want to upset people. So with this is, learning from the past in terms of speaking your truth is that was then and this is now for me, is what I'm getting. I'm getting that message. That was then and this is now. And Aries, it's now time for you to learn from the past in terms of when you haven't used your voice, when you haven't used your throat chakra and it's been blocked, and the energy has gotten stuck. And that in turn, creates this feeling of being disconnected. It creates this feeling of not being heard, because you're literally not being heard. You're not taking a risk based on perhaps past experiences that you've had where you've been shut down. And this is a general read. It may not apply to everyone, but it seems kind of specific. So maybe it's just for one specific Aries out there today. I'm not sure, but we'll see. So Brown Bear Spirit, take time out. So that just means to pause, right? Pause means to reflect. So in terms of speaking your truth, it's time for you to realize, measure your words, speak with pure intention, but absolutely speak your truth. And don't worry about, past experiences, things that have made you perhaps hesitant or even a little bit afraid, because standing up and speaking your truth is important, and somebody needs to hear it. And maybe somebody besides you, needs to hear that truth and find your voice. If there's a project that you're working on, this referred to public speaking. So if you're a writer, if you're a musician, if you're in the creative arts somehow that involve word on any level or symbols, with music, with the notes, in creation that way, come forward and take the knowledge that you've gained, because you've clearly, Aries, gained some knowledge, you've gained some experience, and it's time to take that and learn from that. And it's time to take some time out and focus in on what that expression is for you. So if you want to start that book, if you want to create that poetry, if you want to write those songs, if you're ready to do that screenplay or, choreograph something, I'm trying to think of the music, to create the instrumental to something, to create the music. Do that, take some time and focus on that and set intention and really put your energy towards that, because now is your time. You've got a beautiful window, Aries, to come to bring that energy forward right now, okay? So the last one is the Bobcat Spirit, Life is a Mystery, and it's in a protection position. So what that means is the suggestion here around speaking your truth has been that you've kind of shelled in a bit, Aries. You've kind of sort of shut the world out a little bit. You're feeling like you're not being heard. You've perhaps just given up of, the beauty and the possibilities of the free expression and that beautiful exchange of like-minded souls. Perhaps you've been stuck in, on your own for a while. Perhaps you've been in an environment where the main feelings, thoughts about a certain issue are different than yours and they don't align with your truth. And sometimes it's very hard, and I know this personally myself, sometimes it's really hard when you know your truth and you have a specific alignment for you around an issue in the world, let's say. And for the most part, the mainstream, the masses, don't hold your point of view. It can be really difficult if you're not with people who are aware and awake and have a sense of, the universal exchange of energy. It can be really difficult to interact with people because they see things from their own perspective and they don't have a listening sometimes. People don't have a listening for a different point of view. And so we don't want to even try to express because of that different point of view. that person may give us some backlash, you know, that they're not really going to receive our words the way that we are hoping they'll be received, with grace and with understanding and respect. It doesn't mean that we have to align with each other, but sometimes we can get stuck in that space where we're not open to the life's mysteries. We feel like it's kind of closed on us, but really that's us and it's our perspective. So Aries, it's time this week for you to explore the magic of life, the mystery, to be open to the possibilities, right? To see what using your voice and speaking your truth is all about, and explore that, take that risk and feel it. You know, you've done it in the past. You're great communicators. And you've lost it perhaps a little bit, you know? So let's take some time this week and really focus on that. I'm pulling the wrong deck because I'm so focused on our conversation. Take some time this week. You know, it's time. And if you've been around people that are not like-minded, that don't vibrate the same way as you, connect with some who do. Reach out to that one person. Maybe write them an email or send them a text message just to open up communication. Because when you communicate with people that vibrate and align with you, we don't necessarily all have to have the same opinion or outlook, but if we have a similar vibration, you know, we're validated, we're heard, we feel so much better because it's in alignment with us. And that renews us, right? That brings forward the mystery of life that it is. I mean, life is a beautiful exploration. And Aries, you are great explorers, you're adventurers, right? So, okay, let's pull one last card. This is called Iolite. Shift your money mindset. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. All right. Shift your money mindset. So, looking at your relationship with money and shifting the way that you see it. Money is a form of energetic exchange, right? It's a physical form of an exchange of, we place value on things, experiences, and you know, we place a monetary value on physical items, things, services, and it's an exchange for that service, that thing. And it's asking you to take a look at shifting your money mindset and seeing that as an energetic relationship, and that you can manifest that money in any way. And perhaps the suggestion here is that through this new endeavor that you might be taking, through your written expression, that you're finally, not finally, I shouldn't say that, but you know, that you have a very beautiful open window to explore right now. Take a look at that, and that could be something that helps you shift your relationship with money, shift your perspective, and perhaps it could really open things up for you with abundance in that perspective, okay? All right, so now we're going to draw one final card, Aries, and just get a final message. Make sure they're all shuffled up. It is pouring outside, and I have left my windows down, so I have no idea what that's going to look like in about 5 minutes, but here we go. I am one half of my message. Other people are the other half. I am responsible for what I say, but I am not responsible for what people understand. Other people are responsible for what they understand. They are the ones who give meaning to every word they hear. So that speaks directly to this. Perhaps, you know, you've been with people or in an environment lately where your views don't align, where your truths don't align, and you know, you're not responsible for how other people take what you say, just as they're not responsible for how you receive what they say. So it's time for you to use your voice and speak your truth and start that creative endeavor. Do that thing, no matter what it's connected to, whether it's just personal for you and it's an emotional thing where you need to, you know, get rid of some past stuff in order to energetically align better with yourself and the universe, or whether that is creating an endeavor, starting an endeavor around speaking your truth, you know, with the writing that we spoke about earlier in all those different forms, okay, with using word in all those different forms. Take a look at that, and that's your truth, and don't let anyone dissuade you from that. It's time, all right? And this week, look for the signs. Do a bit of that work and see where it all comes out for you, okay? All right, it looks like it's going to be a good week for you. I look forward to you starting on that expression. That's fantastic. So Aries, I hope you have a great week ahead. This is your general read for July 13 to 19. Until next time.